And we're back. I know, it's been a while, but I was busy. Last time out, we were at the Italian Grand Prix, I remember that, and we were fighting the Audis for third until I screwed up at the final lap. Either it was the second to final lap or it was the final lap, and as a result I finished fifth, allowing Sam Montoya to take lead of the championship by just 1 point. And today we are dealing with a race that took me a while to record. My first pick was Monaco, and that didn't work, what a shocker. My second pick was Canada, and that didn't work either. And any other picks that I tried did not work, so I went for the nuclear option and just cancelled that whole race and decided to move on with the next one, which is going to be the German Grand Prix at Hockenheim. Before we continue, of course, if you have absolutely no idea what I'm talking about, why is this car a McLaren, why is it powered by BMW, and why West is back as a sponsor, you need to check the first video of the series because everything is explained there. But for everybody who's already caught up, well, let's not waste any more time and yeah, I did that lap very cautiously because, as I learned from the Final All-Star, from the Final All-Stars, I'm not a fan of this track apparently. But anyway, 3 lights, 4, 5, attempt number 3, and it's 1 light, 2 lights, 3, 4, 5. And we're off at Hockenheim. It's going to rain at the middle part of the race as we immediately take 4th and potentially maybe 3rd from Norris. Ooh, contact with Norris, hopefully no penalty. There we go. Ria are up to 3rd. Of course, home race for Audi, BMW, and Mercedes, as well as technically Toyota as well, because Toyota makes their cars in Germany, and of course the Ferrari are starting to pull away. But no German drivers in the lineup, actually, amazingly enough. We got 3 German teams, but no, only 2 German teams and 1 German engine manufacturer. I mean, 2 German teams and okay, we got a lot of German representation, but no German driver on the grid. You actually guys, which actually does kind of show the little crisis that Germany is having right now in terms of motorsports. Because without retiring and we're talking about potentially not having that many years left in him, Germany doesn't exactly have that many drivers left outside of Oliver Goethe, maybe? So, yeah. Also today I started a new series on the other channel, and I went for F106, the Ballad of Scott Speed. And the reason why I chose Scott is because, well, everybody picks. When thinking of 2006, the first thing that it comes in everybody's mind is UGE Day. And I want to actually, you know, be different from the rest, so I went for Speed. And yes, and I'm just going to mention, yes, I'm aware that Lake Speed actually drove cars better than Senna, and he was way faster than Senna. And could have actually gone to Formula 1 if it wasn't for the fact that, I think it was money problems, the fact that it was way too expensive for him to try. And he decided to just stick with NASCAR, and, well, that did work for him. I mean, it worked for him much more than Formula 1 would have. As truly tries... Actually, I completely... Okay, there's stuff I said between the two Ferraris. I was going to say if I truly was going to blow past Montoya, but he actually did anyway. So there we go. And of course we take advantage of this little situation to take second. But yeah, Leg Speed apparently could have been actual Formula 1 material, but then either, I don't remember the reason why he decided to just stick with America, either because he didn't care or because he didn't have the money. Okay. Struy gets the fast lap of the race, of course.
The gap to the car in front is less than a second. Let's try and get past in the DRS zone.
And I don't think I even need a rich mix. I don't.
Pace is good. Pace is good.
We go on the inside, we go for the switchback, and we make the move stick. We are in the lead of the German Grand Prix.
Taken the lead. Fantastic maneuver.
Speaking of American drivers in Formula 1, okay, the only, of course, like the only drivers that have had any kind of success in Formula 1 as of right now are like, you know, Mario Andretti, of course, is the blast driver from America to win the World Championship. Phil Hill, who also became a World Champion, and I guess Eddie Cheever as well. As of course he did become World Champion, but compared to people like Logan Sargent, Scott Speed, oh god. Richie Ginther was actually pretty successful, if I remember correctly. Of course, famously won the closest race in Formula 1 history. But then pretty much everybody else has been pretty mediocre. Scott Speed, of course. Then what? Scott Speed, Peter Repson. No, Repson. Actually, no, Repson did win some races. Actually, never mind. Oh boy. Of course, not counting everybody who won the Indy 500 back when the race was a Formula 1 championship round. Which, by the way, that stuff is technically the reason why Troy Rodman became the youngest Formula 1 driver to win a race before Alonso instead of Bruce McLaren. because he had won the... I don't remember which Indy 500 he won. I think it was 55. I could be mistaken, but yeah, him winning the 500 when it was a championship race ended up giving him the title of youngest driver to ever win a Formula 1 race before Alonso did it. And for those who didn't know, yes, in the 50s, in the first decade of Formula 1's existence, the Indy 500 was a championship round. And for the record, no, nobody ever bothered doing the jump in that period. Only Ascari did it in 1953, but it didn't work out very well. Of course, Formula 1 drivers started caring about Indy 500 only after the race had been dropped off the calendar. Done what? Scott Speed has mentioned him. Lucas Sargent, I mentioned him. Alexander Rossi, who never really had a chance. I mean, calling Alex Rossi like a mediocre is, you know, kind of unfair because he was stuck in a manor car and only did like 3 races, and then he was fucked off to, and he was shipped off to IndyCar for Rio Orianto, and well, that actually ended up working wonders for him. First year won the Indy 500. But still, he has to be counted. Joseph Newgarden, who actually raced in GP3, I believe, but then left because of what the Brazilian calls saudade. Basically, oh shit! Basically, he missed home, and well, that also ended up working for him. Then what? I'm trying to think. Marco Andretti, of course. Michael's 1993 was so bad that it basically that when Jacques Villeneuve was hired by Williams, Frank Williams and Patrick Head made sure to that he'd clock in like thousands and thousands of laps just to make sure that he would be 100% ready. Then other American drivers I did mention Eddie Cheever, and he was pretty good. And at least he had a pretty good career for Formula 1. Then what? God, I'm blocking out actually. Peter Repson I mentioned, Richard Gifford I mentioned, Dan Gurney, of course, Dan Gurney. I don't believe he has ever won a race in Formula 1, but of course Dan Gurney, legendary name, so of course I could not mention him. I could not mention him. Mark Donoghue, of course, I believe he won a race with Penske. Because, yeah, Penske actually also raced in Formula 1 in 1975, I believe. And it was like his only race win before he passed away. Brian Herda, I mean, we got Colton Herta, but Brian Herta looked like he was linked to some Formula 1 teams. So was Greg Moore, but Brian Herta was also linked to some Formula 1 teams. I don't remember which ones. Maybe Jaguar, because of Bobby Rahal, but I'm not too sure. Of course, we got Colton being linked to, he is linked with Cadillac.
He's trying to close the gap. Looks like Marussia are getting ready to receive someone in the pits. We think it'll be Pitt. He should be in within the next few laps.
And also, what the fuck happened to Montoya? Where is he?
Weather report
Hey.
light rain in approximately 10 minutes.
That's everybody, I think it is. Of course, the famous story that Jeff Gordon could have gone to Formula 1, but he never did. But he never came to be. But he never did because Hendrik made him sign the lifetime contract. And of course, I made that thing happen in Sunday Last Retelling. But yeah, he could have gone to BAR in 2000. Had Hendrik not signed the contract. Had Hendrik not make him sign the that contract.
We're just ahead of Pick.
Other American drivers, I cannot think of some more for the life of me. But yeah.
We need to give this everything. Pick's taking half a second out of you per lap.
Okay, up to Rich. And that's actually all the American drivers I can remember? Outside of the one that took part in the Indy 500? That actually took part of the Grand Prix weekend? Yeah, that's all I can remember. So it was, of course, Sargent, of course, Colton Herta right now. No, okay, Joseph Newgarden, Mark Donoghue, Scott Speed, of course. Right. Had USF1 actually gone through, apparently one of the drivers, it would have been Danica Patrick. And yeah, hold your laughter, I know. Yeah, that's all I can remember. All the ones that I mentioned. Eddie Cheever, Mark Andretti, Michael Andretti, of course. Oh, come on. But yeah.
Watch out for the car chasing you. He's less than a second behind and will use DRS to overtake.
I mean, to be fair, North America's been lacking in drivers. Even Canada. I mean, right now the closest they have is Stroll. And of course, well, that's Lance Stroll, so yeah. Mexico, outside of Perez, they got Rafael Villagomez actually, but never mind. And I know there's like, I know somebody's gonna mention me some some American guys in Formula 3 and Formula 2, like Brad Benavides, who's actually going to basically skip the entire season after crashing out of Monaco at the F3 race. Jack Crawford, somebody's definitely gonna mention, and of course Juan Correa, who looked like we're actually gonna become like the next big thing for American Formula 1 drivers, and then the crash with Hubert happened. Oh god, what was Ugo? I don't fucking remember the surname. The guy's also American, but those are from the lower leagues. So yeah, but I'm talking about specifically Formula 1. I know I did mention Newgarden in GP3, but just to make an example. Actually, just to tell you that yeah, Newgarden could have been a Formula 1 driver. Also, Dennis Sullivan did like a race in, like a started Formula 1. I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure he did like start one race for Penske, I believe.
The radar, it looks like we might have light rain in about 5 minutes.
But I could be wrong. In fact, I'm probably wrong, but I believe Dennis Sullivan did a race there.
Pick's
But yeah, that's all the American drivers that I can think of that are starting from Formula 1. And yeah, the ones that are actually decent, there's like only 3 of them. Plus a What If and Alex Rossi. And I mean, he's not American, but I'll mention it. Joey Franchitti, he did a test for Jaguar in 2000. But that test went so poorly that Jaguar said, yeah, no, go back to America. We don't want you. And actually, and Dario said, yeah, I actually agree with that, with that sentiment. I wouldn't want to be here either. To be honest, considering that was Jaguar we're talking about, the guy that, the team that had no idea who fucking Eddie Irvine is, you know, one of their drivers. Yeah, that was probably, that was probably the better choice of staying in the car. There we go. I think I'm going to stop the recording on lap 17. In hope that it doesn't rain before it.
Remember to pit this lap.
Yeah, don't worry.
Be aware, we think the car behind is trying to save fuel.
And into the pits we go. Don't screw up. Nice. And Norris continues. And so does Trulli. Alright, boys. Make it quick.
Go.
There we go. Through goes Liam.
Be careful not to drive
Dragovic and Maloney is actually having a pretty decent race, actually. So, congratulations, Zane. You're having a good race thus far. But I need that 5th place, so move over, please. And he's gone.
Webber's just behind you. Try to build a gap.
Yeah, okay, I mean, the guy has to pit anyway, so I don't have to do
The
much.
car ahead is running the option tyre. We may have trouble closing the gap during this stint.
Okay, okay, 2 laps, I'm going to stop the recording. And am I going to rejoin in where? Back into the rejoin.
It's going to stay out for more laps between stops.
Okay, there we go, back into the lead. So next lap, we will be pitting. As for current drivers, current American drivers outside of Formula 1 that could potentially make the jump there, I mean,
We'll need to switch to inters or wets.
inevitably the first name that people will mention is Kyle Larson, since he is amongst is paired with Max Verstappen in the talks of the fastest driver in the world right now. For IndyCar drivers, American IndyCar drivers, I guess nobody right now is in the contention. I mean, there's Colton Herta, but he's racing Formula 2 right now, so it doesn't count anymore. And of course, everybody else are nowhere near. They're not even IndyCar material, let alone Formula 1 material. Of course, in terms of NASCAR, I guess Comet Zilish and Carson Osavar. Although I'm probably more willing to say Zilish because... Oh, right, I have to stop the recording. Alright, where were we? Oh yeah, I was talking about Carson Osavar and Comet Zilish. I'm more willing to say Zilish than Osavar because it turns out that Zilish had a test for WEC with Cadillac lined up, but because he didn't win the rookie test at Bahrain for the WEC, but because he didn't win the now O'Reilly Auto Parts Championship last year, he couldn't do it because I guess he didn't have enough super license points for that.
We think the car behind is running on full revs. He's trying to close the gap.
But yeah, and of course, the sort of these two guys and Larson, yeah, NASCAR and IndyCar of American drivers, there's not really anybody. I mean, that's sort of. Actually, you know, it's sad when NASCAR has more potential Formula 1 talent than IndyCar does. But yeah. There we go. But yeah, oh right, I need to want to do a fast lap of the race. Oh yeah, I need to
You need to increase the gap.
do
You're
this.
1 second of the car behind. He will use DRS.
Oh fuck! I just realized what's a second.
Intermediate tires confirmed.
I just fucking realized Montoya is second. But yeah, and here comes the rain. Okay. And lap 19, there we go. Oh, and yeah, I just read the news, I did read the news that the FIA just decided to make the FIA their president for life. Which, hey, the current president is the guy that promised V8s will return, because fuck out in Cadillac, am I right? Yeah. Yeah, I don't believe one goddamn bit that Formula 1 will indeed return to V8s. Not without risking Cadillac and Alley pulling out. And I already mentioned this, but if Verstappen wants to get out of the sport, then might as well get out now because, again, Cadillac and Audi are not gonna jib themselves for him.
We're starting to see light rain out on track. It's starting to rain.
And again, there's the whole V10 hybrid thing that Anthony Hamilton is doing, which I doubt it will actually get off the ground. I mean, Okay, it has Hamilton's stat on it, so it is at least somewhat serious. But yeah, I highly doubt it will actually, you know, get anywhere. But yeah. Okay, alright, lap number 21. Truly fast lap of the race. Montoya is still glued to my rear. We are catching up to some lap cars. No, you don't. I prefer with to smash your fucking front wing if it means stopping you. I mean, we already have it damaged, so there we go. You know, I'm being serious.
Behind has a small amount of damage to his front wing. We don't think it's affecting his performance, so keep pushing.
Of course, the fear is that of getting bogged down in the pits, or rather, getting held up in the pits. Should I say more? Bogged down is gonna be a different thing. Oh yeah, forget to mention that I have officially got my driver's license, and for 2 days ago I finally got my driver's license. So, alright, I can finally drive to work by myself. And of course, if you're asking why did you took us this long, is for a multitude of reasons, including the pandemic. But yeah.
Get just ahead of alongside. Push it. Don't let it catch you.
Okay, I'm seeing some spray. Yep, I'm seeing some spray, so it's not gonna be long before I have to pit. And, you know, last time we did nail the pits at Cyprus. Let's see if we're gonna do it again here. Right now we are 2-1 in terms of pitting for wets and not screwing my race, or not ruining my race. It went poorly in Australia, it went pretty good in Cyprus. Let's see here in Germany. Although now I'm being super cautious. No! Although this already feels like intermediate conditions, but what do I know? I would love for Jeff to actually tell me something before I spin. I don't think I said actually spin, I'm just going to use a flashback, honestly. I know it's cheating, but I don't care. Yeah, those are definitely... This part of the track is absolutely soaked. And people are pitting already, so might as well pit now. I'm going to
Be
take...
aware, we think the car behind is trying to save fuel.
I'm going to take the plunge and pit now. Is somebody else following me? Yes, they are. There we go. So I didn't even need Jeff to tell me to actually get in. And there we go. Into the lead. And of course,
You're free to rejoin the track. The track is clear.
not fuel. I mean tires.
Okay, DRS is now disabled due to wet weather tires.
There we go. And this already kind of feels like full wet conditions. So there we go. Prepping up
Wet tires for next
the
box.
pit stop because nobody knows.
Current reports are suggesting an improvement in the weather. Light rain expected in around 10 minutes.
So it's already bad enough. Hold on a minute, let me check. Okay, everybody's intermediates except O'Sullivan. What are you doing? I don't know. I think me being overly cautious, or yeah, but the car struggles actually getting into corners. Like it feels not right. It doesn't feel right. I'm afraid these are actually like wet weather conditions. Yeah, this car doesn't feel right in the slightest. The car generally doesn't feel right in the slightest. But in any case, now my hope is that Norris can keep Montoya behind, so I can gain at least some more points. Okay. Right then. Now the car feels way too shit. This like wet racing conditions. But nobody at the back markers are pitting, so maybe it's still good. I'm being paranoid. Maybe the conditions are actually pretty good and it's me being paranoid, but I don't know, it just doesn't feel right. No, I believe these are wet weather conditions, like 100%.
We're
Like-
just ahead of Pick.
Like I'm going so much more slower than I would with actual intermediates. These are not like intermediate.
Sanity has just come into the pit.
Yep, there we go. And it's gotta be for wets. Yeah, wets. There we go. So we don't have to fuck this one up. There we go. A slide. Oh god. It's gonna be a pain. It's gonna be a pain in the dick. Into the arena section.
Be aware, we think the car behind is trying trying to save fuel.
Okay, easy through here. Don't spin. Okay. Whew. Alright. We're good. We're safe. Incoming wets.
Go now.
There we go. And we are rejoining into the lead. And, of course, the Audi guys do not do a good job at keeping Montoya behind. But yeah, there we go. Now we have to defend like our lives depends on it. Like our lives depend on it. But we should take the lead of the championship by at least 4 points. On the 5 that we'll be gaining. And I really doubt that it'll be long enough before we actually have to go back in with intermediates.
It looks like the rain might ease up a little in the next 5 minutes.
Or maybe we have to actually, but who knows. But even then, I think it's going to be so close to the end of the race that nobody's going to bother pitting in again. Plus, if it's like Cyprus, where it's going to take like up until the very last lap of the race to start drying out, even though the sun has been shining for like 10 laps or so. I think we should be. I think we're gonna be fine. But you know what? No, not this. I don't mean this. Tires back into intermediates in case it actually happens.
Intermediate tires for next box. Intermediate tires.
And in all fairness, it already feels like we are into intermediate conditions. Because the car again feels absolutely wrong. It does not feel right in the slightest. Now, thank God for wet weather racing, because yeah, otherwise I literally have no more topics to talk about. So I guess I got an excuse now. If complaining about how, you know, about the rain is, you know, a topic anybody would want to discuss, but whatever. But yeah, today we're pretty competitive, actually, all things considered. Shut up, actually, you know what? Lap 29. It's Montoya. Okay. And here comes Montoya. Ooh, there's a Skoda up ahead.
The car behind has minor front wing damage.
There we go. There's a Skoda dead ahead. I want to say it's Solov.
You're just ahead of alongside. Push it. Don't let him catch you.
Easy for here. Nice. Very nice. Sorry. Alright, lap number 30. Assuming you're gonna catch up that Audi, sure, the Skoda. No, you don't, you dick. There we go. Easy. Easy through here. Nice, very nice. Okay. The sun is starting to shine.
You're just ahead of alongside. Push it. Don't let it catch you.
We're catching up to the Skoda. Okay, through to go. Or rather, 4 to go, actually.
You're about to lap the next car. He should let you past.
Alright. Half a second from Montoya. Here he comes. Okay, he's made the pass, but potentially not for long. There we go, and never mind, it was Aaron. It was not Solov. And there, no, Tappan is with Haas, never mind. By the way, I still haven't fixed the problem with Tappanen's name. It's still Jack Tappanen. Honestly, I think I'm just going to keep it because it's funny. And thanks for that, Paul. There we go. Alright. It's going well. Right now. Easy, easy, there we go. Okay. Shit, you know what? Screw it. Yeah, I do not give a fuck at this point. Although that's a pretty awkward point to, you know... Honestly, I don't give a fuck. There we go. Hit the hairpin once again. Right. All right. Easy for here. Nice and easy. There we go. Okay. Okay, one lap to go. And Norris is now in second place. Please, Lando, keep Sebastian behind for at least this entire lap. Alright, nice. There we go. Keep him behind at the hairpin. If you keep it behind at the hairpin, you're pretty much guaranteed to have second. There we go. And never mind. I guess it's my fault because I tried to overtake. I defended and made him lose momentum, but still, what the fuck. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter because we are just a couple of corners away from finishing the race. There we go. Around the final corner and into the main straight. And we are going to win the German Grand Prix.
Fantastic race. Congratulations on the win. That's 25 points.
And so, we win the German Grand Prix, second is Montoya, third is Norris, and then it's Piastri, Award, Trulli, Lawson, Dragovic, Pourchaire, Russell, Vesti, and then it's Alger runs up the points. Only one lapped car, that being a Paul Aaron. Alex Dunn wins the last car for the lead car. Zay Maloney got a 10 seconds time penalty, which explains why it wasn't the points. Yeah. Alright, now time to do the standings. Check the thumbnail first, then do the standings, and then wrap up the video. So, see you in a bit, folks. And as predicted, we're retaking the lead of the championship by 4 points. Norris is in third, Piastri is in fourth, Trulli is in fifth, Award is now sixth, Vesti drops down to seventh, and then it's Russell, Dragovic, Lawson, O'Sullivan, Pourchaire, Maloney, Aaron, Martins, Paulo, Hauger, and Masalim and Pepe Marti rounding up the point scorers. So yeah, it took me a couple of days to get this video out, but it's finally done, so yeah, I can finally focus on the rest of the series now. Anyway, this has been it for this video. If you liked it, give it a like. If you see more content like this, hit subscribe and click on the notification bell to get the next video drops. I have nothing else to say other than see you next video, everybody. This Alpha, signing out.